Weldall is incredibly important in America's space program. In addition to that, we know how important Weldall is to the Waukesha County community and how it puts Wisconsin on the map. When you have an astronaut and NASA coming to visit Waukesha County because of the incredible work of Weldall employees, saying thank you to the people who work hard here every day, that's something pretty special.
My name is Don Thomas. I'm a former space shuttle astronaut. Had the amazing opportunity to fly on 4 space shuttle missions. And I'm here at Weldall today to thank the employees for the amazing job that they're doing building some of the test equipment for our new rocket, the Space Launch System.
Please welcome with me Mr. Ray Shaughnessy.
Well, thank you for coming out this morning. I'm telling you, I really feel substandard. I've got astronauts here beside me, and I look behind me at what you guys have done, and it's absolutely amazing. All I've got is a bunch of graphics of it. We've been putting these drawings out and thinking about what this thing's going to look like, but to come here and actually see it is something else, and you guys should really be proud of what you've done. And one of the things that we need to do at NASA, at Marshall Space Flight Center, is ensure that this vehicle is going to be safe. And the way that we do that is to ensure that structurally it's going to hold up in flight. It's going to be able to maintain the loads that it's going to see during ascent and also during launch. But the big thing is we do not want to have a failure in this thing. It's a multi-billion-dollar vehicle. We have crew on board. We want to ensure the safety of that crew. And being the fact that this is a vehicle that we've never built before, it is a new design. We don't understand how it's going to operate, so one of the important things to do is to structurally understand the vehicle, is to test these different articles to ensure that they're going to be able to withstand those loads. We're going to be doing a structural test for 4 of those elements, and you guys are really critical in 2 of those areas, and in a third one you're also providing us hardware to support that test. But the top left picture there shows a artist rendering of the locked tank stand that we're building at Marshall Space Flight Center. And then below that is the inner tank stand that's also going to be tested at Marshall Space Flight Center. And then we have the liquid hydrogen tank stand below that on the left side. And then at the very bottom is the engine section test stand. Because the engine section is a freestanding test stand. That's why it's such a heavy beast of a stand that you guys are building for us, because it's got to be able to react all the loads itself. It's not tied into the floor or anything else.
I am Tim Flores. I'm the integration manager, and I'm in the project office, so my responsibility includes, among many other things, the tests that we'll be doing that your hardware is going to support. Also, one other really exciting thing that I wanted to point out is under my responsibility is what we'll call a green run. So in the end, we're going to produce the core stage, which will actually be launched. We're going to first tie that thing down over at Stennis Space Center in Mississippi. We're going to hold it down, and we're going to fire the whole thing off at once. So that's just an additional test that's out there before it gets launched that's under my responsibility. So hopefully after your tests get done, you'll hear about that test, then the core stage will be shipped over to Kennedy and be launched, so after a period of time of refurbishment.
Hey, I want to tell you I am so honored and excited to be here today. We just completed an amazing tour of your facilities here, and I can't tell you how many times I said, wow, just looking at what you've built here and the things that you're participating in. I'm just really thrilled to be here today to meet some of you and to thank you for the outstanding work that you've done here. As you heard, I had the amazing opportunity to fly on 4 space shuttle missions. I was on Space Shuttle Columbia 3 times and Discovery once. I've spent 44 days up in space, and I've gone around the Earth all the way around 692 times. The test facilities, the equipment you're building here, it's going to help us test out and check out the Space Launch System, so when we launch that with the crew on board, it'll be as safe as we can possibly make it. We've got a great team here with many subcontractors as well, and we've got contractors around the world helping us on this endeavor to go to Mars in the future. And we need each and every one of you. You guys are so critical. And that's why we're all thrilled to be here today, just to thank you for the excellent job that you do. People would ask me many times, like, what are you thinking about on launch morning when you're strapped in your seat? And to be quite honest, I think of each and every one of you here. I think about the people whose hands I've shook, the facilities that I visited, just looking at the people who put this vehicle together, who designed it, did the test equipment, who got us ready for launch, and it's the best people in the world. That's you guys here at Weldall, some of the best workers, you know, anywhere in the state of Wisconsin, anywhere in the United States. We got you guys here as part of our team, and we're so fortunate to have that. So that gives the astronauts a lot of confidence on launch morning, knowing that I got this incredible team, you know, supporting me, who have all done a great job. We've had our space station on orbit for the last 15 years, and we've gained a lot of experience in oxygen systems, power systems, our communication systems, to make sure that they're going to last and be reliable for these missions to Mars. You know, a round-trip mission to Mars, we think right now, is going to be in the neighborhood of 2 to 3 years. So what we're doing today, building the Space Launch System, designing the hardware, you know, it's all in preparation for these incredible exploration missions that are, you know, coming down the road to the moon, to asteroids, and onto Mars. And the first astronauts are going to be flying on the Orion spacecraft and SLS in just a few years. 2018, 2019, we're just a few years from launching our first astronauts on SLS. And that first mission with them is going to go out beyond the moon. So this new Space Launch System will really open the doors for us. The space shuttle was too heavy. We couldn't leave Earth orbit with that, but with the Space Launch System, you know, we're going to open it up to incredible exploration. And the adventure begins now. I don't have to tell you to join us on the journey. You guys are already really important members of the team. We're all thankful for the great work that you've done, and I just want to thank you for your attention here today. Thank you all very much.